Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us for another Tech Tip Tuesday. Today we have Carlos with us to discuss why having preventative maintenance done to your instruments is so very important.
Hi, like you say, my name is Carlos. Every time that I go to the customer, they always have questions about how often I need to PM my equipment. And by rule, it's like every year, but all depend how much you use your equipment. If you use like 200 samples a day, that means that you're using your equipment a lot, you should PM your equipment every 6 months. You know, plus you always need to be looking about you are leaking, you have corrosion going on. That can cause the UPM need to be due every 2-3 months. It's really important to schedule your PM. You know, when you maintain your equipment PM, you always gonna have accurate data. You're gonna save a lot of money in repairs. No PM your equipment is gonna bring you a bunch of broken parts and expensive repairs. When you maintain your equipment PM, it's gonna be much cheaper. And at the end, the life of your instrument is gonna be longer. That's what we're looking for. It's a really expensive equipment. I have a couple of tips to give you about when your PM is overdue. You know, what you need to be looking for. Sometimes when you're running your samples and you have retention time shifting, usually mean that something's going on in the pump. I mean, how to diagnose that is you put peak capillary in the pump and run it, and you see the stream, and the stream is pulsating. You know that something is going on there. Usually a bad check valve or a bad active inlet. Another example can be when you inject the same sample a couple of times and the areas are not accurate. That can be a couple of things. One of them can be a worn rotor, a worn metering seal plunger, bad needle seat. All those parts are changing with your PM. I mean that when you do your PM every 6 months or every year, all those parts are replaced. I mean that you don't need to take care of that. But if you don't do your PMs, well, I mean you're gonna have all that irregular data going on. Another tip can be when your detector is really noisy, meaning that the lamps are overdue, or the flow set is clogged, or the flow set is bad. The flow set and the lamps are consumables. All depend how much you use your equipment. Some lamps, the life is 1,000 hours or 2,000 hours. I mean that means that you change your lamp a couple of times a year. You know, those are a couple of tips that you need to have in mind, and pretty much it.
Very good, Carlos. So I have a couple questions that we get frequently here, so maybe he can clear that up for us why we're here today. Carlos, can you get a preventative maintenance done even though one has never been done on the life of your instrument?
Yes, you can. I think that never is late to start PMing your equipment. Like I told you before, it's a really expensive equipment. You start after 5 years, at least you start to PM your equipment. I mean, that's gonna help to the life of your equipment at the end. I mean, yes, you can.
Very good. And also, we'd like to let you know, can we also do preventative maintenance on equipment that wasn't purchased from us?
Yes, you don't need to be client from GenTech or previous client from GenTech or equipment from us. We PM it. We PM the biggest brand like Water, Shimatsu, Dionex, Thermo Feature. Really doesn't matter if you buy it from us or not.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Carlos, for joining us today. And please let us know again when we can anticipate your next Tech Tip Tuesday. And make sure you join us next Tuesday for our next great tip. And follow us on LinkedIn and all our other social media. And have a good afternoon. Thank you.